My name is Sarah Mitchell. I'm 28 years old. On my wedding night, our car was hit by a truck, and in a single second, everything changed. My husband died instantly. I barely survived. A week later, they found the driver. But when he finally spoke, my blood ran cold. Because he wasn't just a driver. Before I tell you who he really was, let me take you back to that night. The wedding hall was glowing with lights, music, and laughter. Everyone was smiling. Everyone was happy. And in the middle of it all, I stood there in my white dress, holding my husband's hand. Leon Archer. He looked at me like I was the only person in the world. "Are you happy?" he whispered. I smiled, trying not to cry. More than anything. We had fought so hard to reach that moment. Years of love, arguments, dreams, and patience. And now, finally, we were together. Our families surrounded us, cheering, laughing, blessing us. My parents were emotional. His parents couldn't stop smiling. Everything felt perfect. Too perfect. After the ceremony, we took pictures, cut the cake, laughed with friends. Leon didn't leave my side for a second. At one point, he leaned close and whispered, "Let's go. I want you all to myself now." I laughed. "Already? I've waited long enough," he said with a grin. We said our goodbyes and left. It was late. The roads were quiet. City lights blurred softly outside the car window. I leaned my head on his shoulder. "Can you believe we're married?" I whispered. He kissed my forehead gently. "I've believed it since the day I met you." I closed my eyes, smiling. Everything felt calm. Safe. Perfect. Then, a loud horn. Blinding headlights. And then, impact. The crash was deafening. Glass shattered. Metal screamed. My body slammed forward. I couldn't even react. Everything went black. When I opened my eyes, the world was blurry. Voices echoed. Machines beeped. Someone was crying. My body felt heavy, like it didn't belong to me. Pain shot through me the moment I tried to move. "Stay still," someone said. I blinked slowly. A white ceiling. Bright hospital lights. I was alive. But something felt wrong. Very wrong. My heart started racing. "Leon," I whispered weakly. No answer. I tried again, louder. "Leon, where is he?" Silence. I saw my mother standing in the corner, crying. My father looked away. Fear crawled into my chest. "Where is my husband?" I asked, my voice shaking. No one spoke. Tears filled my eyes. "Please, tell me." My mother walked toward me and took my hand. Her hands were trembling. And in that moment, I knew. Before she even said it. I'm so sorry," she whispered, her voice breaking. "He didn't make it." My world stopped. "No," I whispered. No. The tears came uncontrollably. "This isn't real. This can't be real." But it was. Leon was gone. Just like that. On our wedding night. I cried until I had nothing left. My chest ached. My head spun. But none of it compared to the pain inside me. Days passed. Then more days. Nothing changed. The hospital room felt like a prison. My body slowly healed, but inside, I was shattered. Everywhere I looked, I saw him. Every memory. Every smile. Every word. Gone. People came to visit. Family. Friends. Relatives. They all said the same things. It was an accident. Be strong. Time will heal everything. But they didn't understand. As some pain doesn't fade with time. Some pain just stays. No one felt what I felt. A week later, everything changed. The police came. They said they had caught the truck driver, the man who had destroyed my life. My heart started pounding. I didn't even know what I was feeling anymore. Bigger. Fear. Something darker. All I knew was one thing. I needed answers. "Why?" I asked. "Why did this happen? Why us?" One of the officers looked at me, his expression serious. "We're still investigating," he said slowly, "but this might not be as simple as it looks." I frowned. "What do you mean?" He didn't answer directly. "Just be prepared. We'll update you soon." They left. But their words stayed. And for the first time since the accident, a cold feeling settled deep inside me. Something wasn't right. This didn't feel like an accident anymore. And somehow, I knew the truth would be worse. The next day they came back. 2 officers stood beside my hospital bed, their faces tense. "The driver is in custody," one of them said. We're questioning him. My heart started racing. Can I see him? I asked immediately. They exchanged a look. Not yet, the other officer said. He's not cooperating. Not cooperating? My voice shook, anger rising fast. Because of him, my husband is dead. My life is ruined, and he's not even talking. The officer sighed. We're trying. But he's difficult. That night I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw it again. The headlights. The crash. I clenched my fist. I need to know, I whispered into the darkness. The next morning everything changed. The police called my father, and Leon's father. The driver is ready to talk. I was still weak, barely able to move. But I insisted on going. They put me in a wheelchair and took me to the station. The air inside felt cold. Heavy. Like something bad was waiting. They opened the door to the interrogation room. And I saw him. The truck driver. He was sitting on a metal chair, his face bruised, lips cut, arms marked with fresh injuries. He looked like he had been beaten. 2 officers stood behind him watching. Waiting. Then his eyes met mine. And something inside me twisted. There was no regret in them. No guilt. Only fear. Start talking, one officer said coldly. The man stayed silent. Another officer stepped forward and grabbed his collar. Because of you, an innocent man is dead, he shouted. Speak. The driver winced. I already told you, he muttered. Then say it again, the officer snapped. My hands were shaking. My chest felt tight. I couldn't breathe. I just stared at him. Waiting. Needing the truth. Finally he spoke. I'm not just a driver, he said slowly. The room went completely still. Leon's father frowned. What does that mean? He asked, his voice low and controlled. The man swallowed hard. I do jobs for money. Silence. What kind of jobs? Leon's father asked. The man hesitated. Then he said it. I kill people. My heart dropped. Everything froze. My father took a step back. I felt like the air had been ripped out of my lungs. Leon's father stared at him, his face turning cold. Are you saying, he said slowly, this was planned? The man nodded weakly. Yes. Tears filled my eyes. No, I whispered. No. This can't be, I whispered, my voice barely there. I was given instructions, the man continued, his words slow and heavy. The car, the route, the timing. Each sentence cut deeper than the last. This wasn't random, Leon's father said quietly. It wasn't a question. It was the truth. The officer stepped forward. Who hired you? He demanded. Give us a name. The room went still, everyone waiting. But the man shook his head. I don't know. The officer's tone hardened. What do you mean you don't know? I never met them, he said quickly. It doesn't work like that. Then explain, Leon's father said, his voice calm but dangerous. The man took a shaky breath. There's always someone in between, a contractor. They contact me, give the details, handle the money. So you never see the real person? My father asked. He shook his head. Never. My thoughts spun out of control. Someone planned this. Someone wanted this. Who is the contractor? The officer pressed. I only had a number, the man replied. That's it. Where is he now? I don't know, he said quickly. He disappeared after the job. The officers exchanged a look. They had already tried tracing it. Nothing. No identity. No location. Like he never existed. The silence that followed felt darker. Heavier. As now one thing was clear. This wasn't an accident. It was planned. Carefully. Coldly. My chest tightened. My hands turned ice cold. If this was planned, then someone out there wanted me dead. But who? And why? I looked at my father. Then at Leon's father. They looked just as shocked. Just as lost. The police promised they would keep digging. My family said the same. They wouldn't stop until they found the truth. But one thought kept echoing in my mind over and over again. This wasn't random. This wasn't a mistake. Someone close to me could be behind this. And that thought terrified me more than anything. Days passed after the interrogation. But nothing felt normal anymore. Every moment felt heavy. Because now I knew the truth. Someone had tried to kill me. The police kept investigating. They traced the number, checked records, followed every lead. But it was like chasing a ghost. The contractor had vanished. No name. No face. No trace. The case started slowing down. Days turned into weeks. Still nothing. But one person didn't stop. Leon's father. He wasn't just grieving. He was powerful. Connected. And he didn't believe in losing. "I will find out who did this," he said one day, his voice calm but unshakable. "No matter what it takes." And he meant it. He started making calls. Hiring private investigators. Reaching out to people who could find things the police couldn't. A few days later he called everyone to the house. My parents. His parents. Close relatives. And my sister. The room felt suffocating. Too quiet. Like something terrible was about to happen. I sat there, my hands clenched tightly, my heart racing. Then Leon's father walked in. His face was cold. Unreadable. "I found him," he said. The room froze. My breath caught. "The contractor?" I asked. He nodded. And he talked. Everyone leaned forward. Waiting. Afraid. Leon's father slowly looked around the room, his eyes stopping on each face. Then he spoke. "The person who gave the order," he paused, "is in this room." Shock spread instantly. People started looking at each other, confused, panicked. My heart pounded so loudly it drowned everything else. "No," I whispered. "This can't be real." Leon's father took a step forward. "They traced everything," he said. "The calls. The money. The meetings. There's no doubt." The walls felt like they were closing in. Then he turned. His gaze locked onto someone. My sister. My entire body went numb. For a moment. No one moved. No one said a word. The silence was unbearable. Thick, heavy, pressing down on everyone in the room. "Then, what?" my mother gasped, her voice trembling. All eyes turned to my sister. She stood there, still too still. "No," she said quickly. "This is a lie. You're blaming me for no reason." "Enough," Leon's father cut in, his voice cold as ice. "Do you think I would accuse you without proof?" My father stepped forward, anger and confusion written all over his face. "What is going on?" he shouted. Leon's father didn't look at him. His eyes stayed locked on my sister. "Say it." Silence. Long. Suffocating. And then. She smiled. A small, chilling smile that made my blood run cold. "Yes," she said. "I did it." The room exploded. My mother rushed forward and slapped her hard. "How could you?" she cried. "She's your sister." My father's hands were shaking. "I raised you better than this. What is wrong with you?" But my sister didn't cry. Didn't flinch. Didn't even react. She just looked at me. And in her eyes, there was something dark. Something broken. "You really don't know," she said quietly. Tears blurred my vision. "Know what?" I whispered. Her voice turned colder with every word. "Since we were kids, it was always you." Each sentence felt like it was tearing me apart. "You were the favorite. Everyone loved you more." I shook my head weakly, but she kept going. "You got everything so easily. Good grades. Friends. A perfect life." She let out a bitter laugh. "And me? I was invisible." My hands trembled. No one saw me. No one cared. Her eyes burned with years of anger. "And then you got him," she said, her voice tightening. "Leon. Perfect. Kind. Loving." For a moment her voice cracked. Then it hardened again. "And what did I have?" she asked. "Nothing." She stepped closer. The room was completely silent. "So I decided," she said slowly. "If I can't have that life." Her eyes locked onto mine. "Then neither can you." My legs nearly gave out. "You tried to kill me?" I whispered. "I wanted to take everything from you," she replied. Tears streamed down my face. "I wanted both of you gone," she said. "You and him." Those words shattered what was left of me. Leon's father stepped forward, his face filled with controlled fury. "Because of you, my son is dead," he said quietly. His voice wasn't loud, but it was deadly. He stood right in front of her. "I will never forgive you," he said. Then lower. "And I promise you, you will remember this for the rest of your life." For the first time, her expression changed. Fear. Moments later, the police arrived. They walked in and placed handcuffs on her wrists. She didn't fight. Didn't speak. Didn't look back. As they led her away, I just stood there, crying, broken. Days later, the court made its decision. Life in prison. That was it. Justice, they called it. But it didn't feel like justice. Leon was gone. My life was shattered. And the person who destroyed it was my own sister. I lost my husband and my family on the same night. And no matter how much time passes, that truth will never stop haunting me.